Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 96 of my series in which I will try to collect a billion iron ingots. In today's episode, I'm going to set up some ethanol power, but I'm going to do so in a slightly different way than I have done before. And I am going to be kind of having a showdown between advanced generators and thermal expansion, as in their energy generation using ethanol, because I can use a combustion dynamo from thermal expansion, and I've used that several times in the past, not with ethanol yet in the series, I think, but I'm going to be setting up a compression dynamo with ethanol and also an advanced generator setup with ethanol. So let's go ahead and see how exactly we're going to set up the advanced generators version. First of all, we need several things here. We're going to need a gas turbine controller. So let's go ahead and get that. I'm not sure if I have everything. We're going to need a... To be honest, I'm not exactly sure exactly what we need. We'll probably need a flux generator. Let's see here. Flux generator. And I don't know why I did that, because I didn't need to. And I can't spell still. Flux generator, so we don't need any of that. We will need a fluid intake valve if we don't already have them. We have some, so that's cool. And we can just grab a bunch of those. I think we'll need like one or two. We shouldn't need a fluid output valve, I don't think. We will definitely need some fuel tanks here, so let's get some of those. Let's see, what else do we need? We might be able to use some redstone control here. So let's go ahead and automate that as well. I don't think we will, but I mean, we can look into it anyways. We will definitely need a fuel air mixer, and we are missing one of the components here. Let's see. Let's grab some iron tubing. We already have some. Cool. So that makes the fuel air mixer possible. And then we also want the gas mix compressor. So we need, we need the advanced pressure valves. And then we'll need the gas compressor. We already have some Enderium turbines. There are 2 or 3 top tier turbines here, one of which is Enderium. Let's see, can we find any of the others? I think Menulin is another of the top tiers. There might only be 2 top tiers. So there's Enderium and Menulin, and I'm not sure I'm saying that right, but whatever. But anyways, they're pretty much the same. They're equivalent on the top tier, and I have some Enderium, so we're going to be using those. I have used advanced generators in this series earlier. It's been quite a while, but I haven't used the gas turbine. I used the, let's see, what did I use? I used the steam turbine is what I used. So we need a controller, I know that. I definitely want some capacitors, but I have all those made. I do need to hurry up and make this. So let's throw that in as well, because obviously we want maximum efficiency if we can get it, and we can. So let's grab a bunch of the turbines. Let's grab 10 fuel tanks, because we can have 10 fuel tanks attached. So we might as well grab as many as we can. We need the fluid intake valves. We have those already. We need some flux generators. We need at least one. I don't know that we need more than one, but let's grab some just in case. We need, let's see, up to 1. So we need one of these, and we need one of these. That might take a second to make. Is there anything else we need? Let's get one of these, one of the redstone control. And then I think we're just about good to go after we get this gas mix compressor. And what we can do while we're waiting is we can go ahead, and I figured something out with this dislocator. If you shift and scroll on the bottom right, you'll see I'm scrolling through my different locations I can teleport to. And we want to go to the nuke tree farm. And I have added a little basement here so that I can see exactly how many apples I have, how many saplings I have, and how much wood I have. So I think that's a neat little addition there. So I added it. Anyways, we have a bunch of ethanol down here. We have 89,700 buckets. So let's start using some of this. And let's set this up. I'm not exactly sure how big this thing's gonna be. So let's give it a little space here. And yeah, I think that'll be good. So we're missing quite a few things here. We have a fluid intake valve. Let's do a flex generator up here. I'm not sure. You know what? I'm not even going to use the redstone. I'm not going to use the redstone control right now. Sweet. Now I have this. Let's throw down some turbines. Actually, I want the turbines kind of on top. And when I say kind of on top, I mean I want them on top. Because I think their top face looks cool. Cool. Okay, now we need, let's see, what else can we obviously need fuel tanks. Let's do those on the interior here. And then on the exterior and throughout. Okay, so let me see here. The gas turbine, how many of these? Up to 10. So I already have 5 or 6. Let's just grab some more turbines. That shouldn't be too much of a problem, should I be able to actually find them. I think we can hold, yeah, a lot of these in a build, so that's not a problem. So we have 6 of these, 7, 8, 9, 10. Should be fantastic. I guess I could have put more fuel tanks, but whatever. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a compression dynamo next, because I want to compare and contrast here. Compression is not spelled with a B. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build 2 of these guys. And we'll see why here in a second. But let's get rid of this. And let's grab, I'm going to grab 3 tanks here. And let's just do 3 of the basics. These are all empty, so that's fantastic. And then I need 2 conversion kits. I need an aqueous accumulator because these compression dynamos need water. I'm going to need some fluid duct. Let's do 3, and we're going to need 3 servos as well. Actually, we're going to need a little bit more because we need to hook up the water. So let's grab some more fluid duct as well. Oh my goodness, my spelling is terrible. Let's see here. And then we need some augments. And we need some fuel catalyzers. We need 4 of these. And 4 auxiliary transmission coils. What I'm going to do with the 2 compression dynamos, one of them is going to have 4 fuel catalyzers to see what the maximum fuel output or the maximum efficiency of the compression dynamo is. And then the other one will have 4 auxiliary transmission coils just to see what the max output is, and then what the efficiency we get with the maximum output. Because I'd like to have as few machines as possible at this point in my world, even though I already have like a whole F-ton of them, basically. Because sometimes there's just not keeping things small when you're doing things to the scale that I am. So the peak production over here is 12,000 RF per tick, which is pretty fantastic. That's quite a bit of power. And what we need to do now is we need to actually set up our tanks and fill them up. And while that's happening, we can... Yes, sweet, sweet, sweet. We can set up our compression dynamos. And actually, what I need to do is I need 3 energy cells as well. I need empty ones, so let's grab 3 basics. And we need 3 more conversion kits for these guys. And I grabbed 4, but whatever. Oh, whoops, I did not mean to use my elevator there. So what I have to do is, okay, this one needs to not be connected on the top because this one will be over here and in everywhere else. Okay, so very specifically, I need this one to go right here. Cool. Oh my goodness, this elevator. Normally, I don't have them in the middle of a room like I do right here, but that's fine. So let's grab these batteries. They are properly set up, and let's set up our compression dynamos somewhere over here. And I'm actually going to need another bucket of water, but that's fine. We can go ahead and place the aqueous accumulator down. Let's just say right here, and then, like I said, I need another bucket of water. One going there and another going here. Okay, so let's see here. Whoops. And just for the sake of being able to grab this corner bucket, let's do that. And you know what? While we're at it, why not just go ahead and do this one as well? Okay, now we need to set up our fluid duct here, which won't be a problem. Okay, I don't think I need any more of that. I don't actually need a servo there. My bad. Let's grab some stone. I want 1 stone. It's gonna be it's a pain to grab stone, and then I need cover. Actually, let's just grab 3 covers. Okay, just for a little simplicity, or making things look better. So let's go ahead and set up these dynamos. This one can be the efficiency dynamo, and this one can be the sheer power dynamo. And then we can just hook up our batteries here. Bada bing, bada boom. Okay, let's see here. Are these things full? It appears they are full. Fantastic. So how we're going to do this is 1 there, 1 there, and 1 there. And then we just hook up the superlaminar fluid duct here. And which one's the efficiency one? This one is. Whoops. So this one needs to be set up first because it's going to be the slowest by far. So we get that one rolling. Let's get this one rolling. Okay, so this one makes 600 RF per tick, which isn't too bad. This one only makes 120. So this one's definitely going to burn for a while. And yeah, we'll just figure it out at the end exactly what our numbers are, but let's try this one. I really hope this... I haven't played with the advanced generators really recently, so I'm not exactly sure. And it appears it is working just fine, so that's cool. It is running through this ethanol really fast, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait for these guys to use all the ethanol, and then I'm going to be right back with the final figures for exactly how much power is generated and which one I think I'm going to go ahead and use. So I will be back in a little bit. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and duplicate these dynamos over here because these are taking a really long time. Even the one that sped up quite a bit. And this one's already done. Right now, I'm going to tentatively say that this setup's going to be more efficient and faster, which is neat. Which actually, it's kind of what I want because I would prefer fewer machines in the world, and this type of setup will give me, I think it appears right now anyways, that I'm going to get more power and it's going to be faster than using a bunch of dynamos. So, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and call this because even, okay, let's do a little bit of math here. And we can use a tank to do some math here. So let's just drain everything into this tank. And actually that was not a super good idea because let's use a black hole tank because it will tell me exactly how much I have. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this tank that actually has stuff in it. Oh, this does tell me. Okay, so we have 11 buckets plus the 3.6 buckets we have here. So essentially we have 14.6 buckets left. This holds, okay, 14.6. So we've only used 1.4 buckets. Not 1.4. 1.7 buckets at this point. 1.8 buckets. So on and so forth. To generate... Ooh, that's gonna be... That's close-ish. I can't do the math in my head that fast. I actually think they're really, really close efficiency-wise. This dynamo and this setup right here, which means this type setup over here will actually be more efficient in the end. The only thing is, it's way too slow. So we're just gonna axe this for the sake of being slow. And since these two are pretty much efficiency equivalent, we're gonna go ahead and use this type of setup because it's just faster. And it's even a little bit easier to set up. So let's go ahead and call it, even though, I mean, it's not a finished experiment at this point, but I think it's just close enough. Let's not burn 5 hours waiting on this thing to go through its entire ethanol supply. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this ethanol, I'm going to empty it into here. We're going to run this turbine out. And as you see, it runs a whole lot faster once we get through that. Just way, 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 way faster. And the thing is, we're producing ethanol very fast. One bucket, another bucket. So, I mean, we can afford to run through lots of ethanol here. The ethanol rate is 8.2 millibuckets per tick. I'm pretty sure we're producing more than that. It only takes maybe a couple seconds to get another bucket of ethanol. So that's pretty fantastic. We should be able to use a setup similar to this. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to tear this down. And I'm actually going to tear this down as well once it runs out of ethanol. But I can wait on that off camera. I'm going to be back here in a second. And we're going to rebuild this whole system to be a little bit bigger and make more power. So I'm going to be right back. So here we are, and this isn't quite run out, but the energy cell here is full. What we're going to do right now is we're going to shut this guy off, and we're going to make this yellow right here. We're actually going to make all of them yellow, and we're going to disconnect it. And so what that means is right now, these machines will not have any power supply, so they'll start to run out of power. But what we can do is we can go ahead and set this to be output. And let's run a quick test here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put just a little bit of ethanol in here. I didn't want to put very much because this just really needs to be a short test here. Let's run this guy out of energy, make sure it's empty on ethanol. And then we're going to see if a turbine with this composition can keep up. Right now we have 24 connected turbines, but we can go up to 50. And with 50 turbines, we should be making 25,000 RF per tick, which is a pretty good amount, to be honest. It's actually more than a standard standard extreme reactors turbine. I actually run two different types of extreme reactors turbines, and one of them would produce more than 25,000 RF per tick, but one variant that I used produces, I think, about 21,000 RF per tick. Okay, so we're getting low here. And then we can finally run this test. So let's grab this. Let's see here. We are... Okay, out of power. That's what we want. Let's lay that down. Get this going. Are we running... Okay, we are running energy surplus. So that's fantastic. Regardless, I'm going to set up a bigger, better turbine after I tear this one down, after it's out of fuel. And we're just going to hook it up over here. So let's get rid of these stupid empty tanks. Let's get rid of this. We can get rid of our energy cells, our dynamos. We will need more of that, as well as a servo. Actually, we have a servo up there, so we don't need that. Let's get some more fluid duct. And we would not be needing this tank either. We don't need that tank. We don't need a second water bucket. We will need some more turbines, though. Okay, so we have 24. This will be 35, so we need 15 more. Yeah, let's just grab all of those. Okay, so we have 24 up there. We need 26 here, so we can get rid of those. I think we had something like... Actually, we might have the maximum amount of capacitors. Okay, are we empty? We're empty. So the one thing I've had issues with before is when using a hammer on a advanced generators structure, I've actually crashed my server before, so that's why I'm doing it block by block here. I just would rather not crash my server right now. I don't know if it's still a problem or if it's a problem with advanced generators itself, or maybe a problem with not thermal expansion, my goodness, Tinker's construct. But anyways, I'd just rather not have to deal with the issue. So that shouldn't even be connect or powering, but it is, because it's not connected. Whatever. I didn't realize that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set this battery up here in the middle. It will be output to the top. This generator, I should say, can go along this back wall. So let's get started. First, let's set up the top of this. Obviously, we need our flex generator right there. I'm honestly not sure exactly what the dimensions of this finished rig are going to be. Okay, so I want a few more fuel tanks. We can have 10, so I'm going to have 10. We want 10 of those as well. Cool. And we can actually have our fluid intake on the underside somewhere, and that shouldn't be a problem. Actually, let's get started laying these guys. And to be honest, it really shouldn't matter because all of this will be covered up. So yeah, let's not really worry about getting it to look super neat. Over here we can have our fuel air mixer and then our gas compressor. And then basically we just have this stuff to lay down. Actually, let's not do that. And that's because these advanced generators can kind of be any shape. And if we do it like that, we might have holes. And we might have holes regardless. I don't think this is going to be a super neat shape. I just have that feeling right now. Okay, let's have the fluid intake be right here. I didn't mean to do that. Oh well. I didn't mean to complete the structure quite yet. Okay, what we can do is we can go ahead and do something like this. There. It looks terrible. I think it looks terrible. It doesn't matter at all. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's grab some stone covers. We may or may not need those. We have our superlaminar fluid duct here. And let's get digging. So our fluid intake is somewhere under here. It's right here. So what we can do is we can just kind of snake this. And actually, let's do it back here. Okay, and our fluid duct will just be run across the surface here. Because we have covers, we can go ahead and do it that way and make it look neat and nifty. And yeah, I think it would be wise to run this first. I hear a witch outside. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Everything should be good. We should be getting some ethanol. We're using 17 millibuckets per tick. We're producing 25,000 RF per tick. Pretty fantastic. And even if we want to, we can now set up an output to the outside world and to the rest of my energy system, which would be cool. But for right now, I'm not going to worry about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this up and then go ahead and wrap up, because I think we're pretty much done and this is a good wrapping up point. So in today's episode, I managed to set up this advanced generator, and it uses ethanol and it will provide me with quite a bit of power. It should self-power this ethanol generation system. And right now I think we're still filling the internal buffer. But anyways, I hope I showed in decent detail today that this is just as good as the compression dynamo when it comes to using ethanol and some of the other fuels. Now, if you were actually using refined fuel, I think the compression dynamo would be more efficient, and that's because the ignition plugs augment just improves efficiency and power generation. So maybe the compression dynamo is the way to go if you have refined fuel. But if you have ethanol, I believe advanced generators is definitely the way to go. It produces a lot of power. You can produce it quickly, and it's, I mean, relatively efficient. It's not as efficient as a compression dynamo setup for efficiency, but those don't produce hardly any power at all. So, I mean, sometimes you have to choose between sheer power and efficiency, and today we kind of chose sheer power. So I think the setup's pretty neat. It should produce more than enough RF for the system, and I'm happy with it. As of right now, I have 693 million iron ingots, which is pretty fantastic. Almost 70% of the way to my goal of 1 billion iron ingots, which makes me pretty excited. Signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.